flag anywhere?
Just-
Not
Well,
really.
We can pretend.
Okay,
Okay.
ready? I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to the
to the
flag
flag of the United
States of
States
America
of America
and to
and
the republic
to the republic for which
it
it
stands,
stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
under God, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, before we start our business, I
Mhm.
just want to put something on the screen.
Right.
I'm going to share it. Okay. I don't know if I can. Do I have permission to share? I'm not the host.
Yes, you should.
Okay. Can everybody see that?
Mhm.
I can
Yes.
read it. And Dawn, I'll send this to you so you don't have to
Oh, great. Thank you.
be a stenographer, get it all down.
Thank you.
It says, I'd like to have a moment of silence for Joy Hostage, who died this last week. I knew Joy personally, and she was always a pleasure to work with. She was a passionate supporter and advocate for the Cheshire Public Library. She supported the library through the Friends, as a member of the library board, and she was the library's biggest cheerleader on the town council. She was, oops, I made a typo here. She was a particular advocate for the library staff, and she always spoke about the great library that we have here in Cheshire. She'll be missed not only by her family and friends, but by the entire Cheshire library community. Okay. I just wanted to put
Well
that in,
said.
put that into
Very
record.
nice.
Thank you, Terry.
And that's very true. All of it.
Absolutely. Joy was a huge cheerleader for the library all the time.
I would like to just second that on behalf of the town. I know that we will, as a council, do the same, but Joy was the most positive, optimistic, encouraging woman that I have had the privilege to be mentored by in the political arena. And my last visit with her was just as positive and just as forward thinking and optimistic. So her children babysat mine, and my children are now 54. So that tells you how long I've been, right? So she will be missed.
She will.
She was also on the state library board, I believe.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
tried looking her up, and she has almost no internet presence.
Mm-mm.
I tried, there was no obituary that I could find. And
There-
the only thing I could find were a couple of minutes of the library board from 2013. She was on that board.
Yeah.
She was a people person.
Yes.
And it was important for her to connect directly with people face to face.
Yes.
So.
And her husband, Art, was
Mhm.
also a great advocate for the Cheshire community, did many things. I worked with him on a lot of projects. So the whole family.
Yeah. The two of them together were a powerhouse.
They gave back in many ways, and so many people touched so many people's lives, and mine included. When I first got into politics in town, she was just a great supporter of women's rights, and the fact that it was important to give back to the town in which you live, and a great support of education. She was a really good person for me to ask questions and learn from. So we'll miss her.
Yes.
Yes.
I think the
Thank you.
library should do something to commemorate, like at some point, like, I don't know, about a plaque or something to honor her.
Yeah, maybe we could use some of
Yeah,
our
that
budget.
might be a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could just let me know what you're thinking, Harold. We can talk about some ideas.
sure. Yeah,
That's
and we have money in our treasury.
Right. I was going to say we have money, it would be well spent. Is there something we could name after Joy Hostage in the library? Maybe think about it.
Nice.
Yeah, give it some thought, Beth, and we'll talk about it and go from there.
Great idea.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, now we get to officially start the meeting. We have started the meeting. I'm going to look at my agenda. Does everybody have, first we need to approve the minutes. The meeting is now called to order. We need to approve the minutes. Everybody have a copy of the minutes? There are only
Yes.
3 of us. We have a limited pool of motion makers.
Right?
I move that we accept the minutes.
And I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Terry, you're up next with the treasurer's report.
I believe, Beth, we still have 675.
Yes.
And there have been no changes since the last meeting.
No.
You haven't spent anything yet, so.
Okay. There any communications? Beth, do you have anything for us? No? Tell us it's going to be a quiet meeting.
Good.
Oh,
Quiet meetings, right?
okay. Report of the chair. Well, I'm going to put up another motion. I'm going to make, as the chair, I'm going to make another good and welfare motion. Let me just find it here. I guess this is a good time to do it. Oh, just have to find my file. I don't know whether this is new business or whether it's report of the chair, but I believe that the service rendered by the library during this pandemic should be acknowledged.
Yes.
Let me just get it up on the screen. There we go. And I want to share my screen. Hold on a second. I'll get it up on the screen. Oh, where'd the share screen button go? There it is. Okay. And I want to share this. At least this makes it easier for. Okay. And Beth, please feel free to edit this. So here's another motion. These are easy to write. You know, I don't mind writing the one about Joy, but this one says, I make a motion that the Cheshire Public Library Advisory Board would like to commend the library staff for their outstanding efforts in adapting the library to a new, more digital service model during the pandemic. They transitioned quickly and efficiently to online and other virtual programs and services that served the community well when the library building could not be open during the initial stage of the pandemic. Any edits, Beth?
No, I think that sounds really, really great. I really appreciate that. It means a lot, Harold. It really
Okay.
does.
And I hope you can pass it on to the staff. And Dawn, I'll mail you this one too. And I'll mail them to Beth too.
Thank you.
The meeting. That way you don't have to take them down. And so does anybody kind of second this motion?
I will second the motion.
Terry seconds. All those in favor of this motion?
Yes, I.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I have to make a revision here. It was 645, not 675
Okay.
for the treasury.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Harold, could I take that one step further?
Sure.
Since we have $645 in our treasury, could we maybe look at having lunch delivered for the staff from Cheshire Pizza one day? Or
That's nice.
Oh, that'd
that's
be
a really
great.
good idea, Jody.
can we do something that's a little special? I don't know, Beth, give us some ideas what people would want to eat, or, you know, what might, I mean, it's right next door. They could walk over lunch. Be easy. You know, you could place an order and just give the bill to Terry. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay.
Can we do that? Words go a long way, but food helps.
Food
Right.
pizza goes even
Yeah,
further.
it's nice to have something.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. And as my report of the chair, I have to report that personally, I've learned to use a lot of new library services. I've downloaded a lot of stuff from RB and from Libby. I don't know if we have to put this in a minute. I hope someday that all the services get integrated. Right now, you have to find a particular item. Sometimes you have to use 3 apps. That's no fault of the library. That's just the way it is. But you have to use Libby, you have to use RB, and you have to use the library catalog to find an item.
I can
It's
tell you,
coming.
Harold, that the company that owns the Libby app, which is Overdrive, has
Yep.
purchased, the parent company of them has purchased RB Digital.
Oh,
So they are going to be integrating, I don't know exactly in what format, what that will look like, but they will be integrating in this next year. So stay tuned because we will have announcements about that. It will affect people's holds in RB Digital. We'll have to try to manage that. But the RB Digital was purchased by KKR, which is the parent company of Libby.
Kohler, Kravitz, and Robert? Is that the group?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
But it's
are they venture capitalist guys?
no, they're
Oh.
who knows?
Okay, because there's a famous KKR who are
Yeah.
like hedge fund guys.
No, I don't think it's the same.
Okay.
But
Okay, well, that's good news that the apps will be integrated.
yes.
Do you guys have any plans to have your own app?
So New York Public Library actually has developed an app that allows it to pull from all the different vendors, and you can brand it. So eventually we are looking to do that, but it's still kind of in the initial stages of development. They're trying to iron out some of the kinks. Then they're going to probably have more to do once we have the switch from RB Digital going over to Overdrive. But once that happens, yeah, I'm hopeful that probably by early next year.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So RB is going to go into Overdrive, integrated with
Yes.
Overdrive.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. Good. That'll provide much better service to the community and those of us who like to download books and e-books and everything. Okay. So I guess that's my report. Now we can go to report of the library director.
Okay. So I wanted to ask before I give this month's report, if anybody had any questions from the written report that I submitted last month, which wasn't actually that long ago, a few weeks ago, probably.
No.
And if not, I'll move
No.
into, okay. So basically the last few days have been very busy. Actually the last couple of weeks have been very busy as we prepared for the reopening once we had our date of September 16th. So last Wednesday, we started allowing in-person visits for browsing, picking up holds, and being able to use the copier and the fax machines. So over the last 3 days, we recorded approximately 600 visits to the library, which sounds like a lot, but it's actually quite down from what our normal daily gate count would be. And it's spread out over the 6 hours. It has not caused any issues for hitting our limited capacity. So we've been able to manage that just by watching people, not actually physically counting everybody. Nobody's had to wait to come in. And we've had no issues with mask compliance or any other following of the rules. Everybody's been wonderful, which is what we had expected and hoped for, but it's certainly true. Everybody's been very happy to be back. They're happy to be able to browse freely. We do ask that they sanitize their hands. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But so far, everybody's been very happy just to be able to come back in and certainly be able to talk in person to people and see each other. So that's been great. So our hours, just for everybody, right now we're Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. when the public can come in. And then we're going to be adding some evening and Saturday in-person hours on October 3rd. So we do have a few extra tasks that we've had to schedule staff for. So it's been a little more challenging to fill all of the time slots. So that's why we're keeping it at a more limited hours till we really get our feet under us and see what we can manage and, you know, what we absolutely need to be doing. The computers are available by appointment. We had to go down to 4 computers from a suite of about 12 computers in order to space them 6 feet apart for social distancing. So we set that up by appointment. We've not had a problem yet with being overbooked. They can be made 24 hours in advance, and we've been able to accommodate walk-ins so far. It is challenging to provide the kind of tech help that we've used to provide to people where we could stand or even jump onto the computer they were on to help them if they were having difficulty with a particular website or navigating the computer. But Emily and her team had created an ability for us to be able to Zoom from the reference desk to each computer. So if someone's having trouble, we can Zoom in and help them. Basically, like if you've ever had remote help on your computer, even over the phone, we can do that with the public PC. So you can Zoom in, help the person without having to be as close to them. but that has been a challenge. We're cleaning the staff is cleaning the common touch areas every 2 hours, and computers are cleaned between each user. We do ask patrons to sanitize their hands prior to browsing, and there are wipes and hand sanitizer throughout the building for patrons to use themselves if they wish. And return materials are being quarantined for 7 days. The last report, which is the third study that I've seen from a project called Realm, came out, and they are finding that the virus is detectable for up to 6 days on library materials if they're kept in a stacked manner, which is what we do because there's so many that come in the book return. In order to have them all on the table, they're stacked. So we've been really good with doing the 7 days. It works out logically, it works out for us, just logistically, it's easier to keep track. But now we're finding that we were correct in going longer. A lot of libraries were only doing 3 days, and now it seems that maybe 7 is more the recommendation. It's not causing long wait lists or anything, so we'll continue to do that. And programming will remain virtual for the foreseeable future. We'll not be holding any in-person meetings. Our meeting rooms are all actually being used for either the quarantining of the books, or we have a couple of staff members that are working out of the other upstairs room because their office is too small to safely have them in together. But we have worked with our outside groups like OWL and a couple other groups, and we've allowed them to use our staff Zoom account. And we have a staff member who hosts that. So our more regular groups that use the library meeting space, we've been able to accommodate them with Zoom meetings. And that seems to have worked pretty well. And then finally, I am serving again on what's now the second State Librarian Search Committee after the first candidate that we chose last winter withdrew. So this time we worked with a recruitment firm, Bradbury Miller. We have 9 semifinalists that we're interviewing this week, and we hope to have a final candidate by October. So it will be good to finally have a state librarian in place, especially as we're hearing that the budget process is going to be quite difficult. The governor's asking for 10% reductions of all state departments, and state library has taken quite a hit over the last 10 years. So that's going to be tough to find. So we'll be advocating for them on that. But if you have any questions, or I'd be happy to answer them.
Well, I have to say my neighbor went in yesterday to the library and she was very pleased with everything she saw. So I thought I'd pass that along.
Great, that's good to hear. Thank you, Terry. Oh, Harold, you're muted.
Oops, sorry about that. I just said I went into the library last week too.
I
And-
heard you were there. I missed you.
Yeah, I took out a book. Well, I might be there tomorrow. I'm going to drop the book I borrowed in the book drop, and I want to take out another book that's only available in print
Oh.
on the shelf. So
You hope it's on the shelf.
well, it says in the catalog on check shelf. So I'm optimistic. Okay. Any unfinished business? We finished all our business. Okay. Any new business? Sylvia, do you know when we might get a replacement for Mark?
I don't. I believe, I don't know what party the party affiliation is. so-
Republican.
Oh, it is Republican.
I believe
Okay.
so,
Yeah.
right? Was Mark a Republican?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I will follow that up. It's been difficult over the COVID
Oh,
time.
yeah.
with new people, and we have a new nominations chair who is reaching out to people who've expressed an interest.
Yeah.
So I expect that within, I can't remember when our next council meeting is. It's not this week. I don't think we have one until November.
Okay.
So if we end up scheduling another one for the 29th, if we have enough business, then it probably would be then. Otherwise, it would not be until the 10th of November. But
I can tell you from
I
the,
will make sure I follow up
Yeah.
on that, make sure we fill that
okay,
seat.
thank you.
Okay.
And I could tell you from the other side of the aisle that it's not so easy to get people to serve at the moment.
It is not, and it's not easy anywhere. It's unfortunate because if I could just make an observation, unfortunately, I think sometimes there's a lot of criticism in the social media about things that happen, which prevents people from even volunteering because they don't want to get involved in the social media dialogue.
Yeah.
And that makes it all the more difficult because often in great measure, those dialogues are not based on actual fact. For any subject, doesn't matter the subject. It's a lot of speculation, which leads to a lot of uncomfortableness for people. And it's making it harder and harder to get candidates to give up their time to do that. They don't want to be in that position of being criticized all the time. So
Yes.
we
And also
appreciate
you have
all
the
of you.
pandemic right now too.
And the pandemic doesn't make it any easier.
Right.
I
Right.
agree. But it's
Maybe if we also said, told anybody who was interested that right now we're meeting on Zoom and not meeting in person, that might make some people feel better too.
You're right. It might. And I think there's just a reluctance of people to feel that they are valuable and that they have the ability to put input in. And unfortunately, that goes across the board. It's not just the library board. It's to all of the
All.
commissions and the boards and
Yeah.
all the elected officials. It's really, really tough. And as citizens, we need to recognize all of you that are volunteering your time, because it's really important for the function of all of the groups in Cheshire. And we need those input. We need the variety of opinions. We need people to help. So if any of you are watching this tonight, I don't know how big your audience is. We really could use your help. So no matter what party you're in, it doesn't matter. We want to fill those seats. So please either reach out to the Republican or the Democratic Town Committee and put your name in, even if you are not affiliated with a political party directly, even if you are an independent voter or an unaffiliated voter, we can appoint you to these committees. So it's a plea for all of the boards and commissions, but I will make sure that Tom Bartley, who is our new chair, is on top of it. And I will take that as a personal project.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Well said. And it applies not only to your party, but to my party too. It's very
Everybody.
hard to get people.
It is.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. And I've been doing this for a long time. And when I first was elected on the council, that was 5 terms ago, it was a far more collegial process on both sides. And it's just gotten to be difficult all the way around, and it's frustrating for those of us who are involved. So
Okay. Well, thank you.
hopefully it'll change. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Is there any other business to come before this board? Nope. Okay. Then we should have a motion for adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Motion made by Jody Heritage. A second?
I second the motion. Gary
Seconded by
Graham.
Can
Gary
I
Graham.
make one comment before
Sure.
you adjourn? And that is congratulations. That is the shortest, most efficient meeting that I've been on in the last 3 months.
Well, thank you.
And I'm pleased to have been in attendance.
Okay. Motion to adjourn is on the table. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. And Dawn and Beth, I will mail you those 2 paragraphs that I wrote.
Thank you.
Great,
Beth,
thank
maybe
you.
we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, I'll be around.
Okay. All right.
Thank you all.
All right, have a